Ni kweli kwamba what happened on 25th June last month is very saddening. For a mob to invade a cereal board and steal over 7,000 bags of fertilizer is not a small thing. We know our government is very much concerned on ensuring there is food security in our country, and that debate is playing that very crucial role so far. So we are really very much concerned, and we are doing everything at our side to ensure that the perpetrators are brought to book. Indeed, on that day, ningependa kusema kwamba maandamano ilianza kama saa 4:30 hivi asubuhi, ambapo waandamanaji walikuwa wanaonekana wako na at least some peace. But ilipofika kitu kama saa 4:30 hivi, wakaanza kuwa rioters, na hapo sasa nikaweza kupata simu kutoka pale kwa NCPB Depot Manager akisema angetaka usaidizi tuwe na security karibu pale, maana nilikuwa nimeweka security yangu around Maua, because in many cases whenever there is a demonstration in Maua town, our aim is to block all entries to make sure that demonstrators do not access the town. So I sent a small detachment there to oversee the security of the premise. Na baadaye mimi mwenyewe nikaanza kufuata, nikafika pale na nikapata Mr. Sangoro, the manager, na tukaweza kuongea na yeye ili aweze akafunga hiyo premise to ensure that there is safety, na kama kutakuwa na vita kati ya polisi na waandamanaji wasije wakapatikana kwa shida. So wakafunga na wakaenda. Ilipofika kitu kama saa 7 hivi, ikawa waandamanaji wote ambao walikuwa wamekusanyika hii town, ikaonekana nia yao ilikuwa ni kuvamia cereal board peke yake na CDF. So wenye walikuwa wanajaribu kuchoma CDF waka retreat, wenye walikuwa kwa soko pale wakisumbua pia waka retreat, na wote waka converge pale kwa cereal board, ambapo tulikuwa na over 3,000 people, vijana kwa wingi. So hapo tukaanza kujaribu kuwasukuma nyuma, tukitumia tear gas, tukitumia risasi, patikawa sasa waandamanaji wakazidi. So tukiwa pale, wakati tumeona hiyo crowd haitaki kusikia mawaidha yetu ya kurudi na kutawanyika, tukaanza kutumia tear gas ya kutupa na mkono na ya kurusha na bunduki, na ikawa ikasaidia kidogo, waka retreat. But after some time tena wakaenda pale wakasanyana, na ikawa sasa hiyo crowd kept on increasing and multiplying. Ndio nikaweza kuitisha reinforcement kutoka kwa my county commander kule Meru, ambapo nikaweza kupata reinforcement moja ya GSU officers ambao walikuwa mahali kwingine, wakaelezwa wakuja hapa kunisaidia. So biha wakakuja, lakini walipokuwa njiani pia wakiingia Maua, barabara zote zilikuwa zimefungwa na mawe na imewashwa na tires everywhere. So hata magari kumove ilikuwa ni challenge, because mpaka watoe mawe na kuna moto inawaka. So hao pia wakasumbuliwa, gari yao ikaweza kupikwa mawe, lakini baadaye wakafika na tukasaidiana, and we kept on pushing and pulling for several hours, mpaka ikafika mahali fulani hiyo umati sasa ikazingira hiyo building, wakaanza kukata kupitia nyuma hata mlango mbele, na hapo baraji kaanza. Ikawa sasa tunapikana nao, tunafukuzana na ile pikipiki walikuwa nasafirisha, but actually the crowd was overwhelming. What I really want to say, nimesikia kuna watu wanasema there was police in action kidogo hapo, kusukumana na watu, but I can tell you the crowd that was there as a police county commander was overwhelming. Nobody expected such a turnout. And our investigation revealed that the neighboring sub-counties ambao wamekaribia Maua walisimamisha maandamano yao na wapangaji wakasikizana walete maandamano yao Maua town. So imagine hapa ndio ilikuwa ina host waandamanaji ya sub-county kama Kangeta, sub-county kama Lare, sub-county kama Ikembe Central, hata Tekania. Hao wote waliweza kuconverge in this particular town alone. So it was very difficult containing them, but nevertheless we tried our best. So what I would like to say ni kwamba uchunguzi inaendelea and it's being headed by our TCI hapa in Maua. And so far we have managed to recover 90 bags of fertilizer, and we have arrested 8 suspects, including 4 motorcyclists and 1 vehicle which was used to transport these fertilizers during that day. And our investigations are keeping on widening, and we intend to continue until we bring all the suspects to book, because we cannot take this, we cannot accept this such an issue to happen in our town. As I have said, food security is the pillar of every sub-county, every county, and every county. So we shall continue night and day until we ensure all the concerned people, the planners, the financiers are brought to book, especially those ones. Despite all this happening, our happiness is just one, that day we did not lose a single human life in spite of all those confrontation. But actually on our side of police, 9 of us were injured by stoning, and in fact 1 of them was seriously, injured. Also including me, I was stoned, and I was rushed to Maua Methodist Hospital, where I was treated and discharged, and we continued the fight. So it was not really a simple thing, but thank God, no life was lost on our side, despite being injured, as well as on the side of the demonstrators.
In the morning, we came and opened the store, opened the office. We were at work. Only to reach, it was around 11 o'clock, when I heard that there were people trying to do some demos out there. And all of a sudden, there's a group of youth that were demonstrating along the road, the Maua Meru Road. And they were not so much in large numbers initially. So they were just whistling and, going, plying this road from Maua to Meru. And then later on, we realized that the numbers were growing. And this time round, they came around singing NCPB. They were singing Serial Body, Serial Body. Then we realized that there would be some problems thereafter. So what I did, I called the OCPD. Initially I called the DCC, Mr. Tonui, who was away in Embu. So he gave me the number of the OCPD, and immediately I called the OCPD. We talked, and he told me if I was aware of some, demos that people had already started doing, and they were on an alert. And he even came around just to confirm whether I'd closed the doors and the gate, of which I answered in the affirmative, because we realized we had to close those parts, because we knew in case they are targeting this place, it was risky for us to leave the doors open. Thereafter, we realized the numbers had really grown up, and we were told that they had attacked an eatery around. So that even sent us into fear. Then all of a sudden, they came in now in a rushy way, pelting stones, and started throwing stones at the store, on the roof and on the side. Little did we know, even they wouldn't take time on the gate. They came with flying kicks, pushing the gate, and managed to get in. They got in. They in a very short time, they had already cut down the padlock. I don't know. This means they were well prepared. They were well prepared because I didn't expect that they would just get in that simple. In that initial stage, they had already picked some of our fire extinguishers. So we picked the few that had remained, about 6, and hid them somewhere else. Now, after this, the police were chasing them. When they have gone to the other side, they still come back, and in numbers. So all of a sudden, they came back and broke the second padlock and got into the store. Shortly after, I saw the fertilizer being hauled outside the stores. And that continued. I frantically called the police, the OCPD, to tell him that they had attacked and they were already carrying our fertilizer. They continued until the police came. They came in like three contingents. And then they tried to disperse them. But this time around, it was a fierce fight. They were really fighting. The police tried to tear gas them, but they would still throw back the tear gases and all that, and it became so messy. Generally, we've lost a lot here because in this block here, we had cereals like green grams, nafaka rice, and we had these nutritional animal products that was stolen from that office. Then on the other side, before I go to the other side, our office equipments. That includes our desktops, our laptops, the printers, scanners, the files and cabinets, desks, the chairs that include the executive chair were all taken away. Going to the store. In our stores, that's the warehouse, we had our fertilizers that were stolen, and in that store we had both planting and the top dressing fertilizers. At the same time, we usually do agency products like lime, like Evergrow, and all those were taken away. We had a client who had kept his tobacco in our store, and he also suffered losses. In fact, the same was almost touched because they wanted to use it to touch the store. But he came in being a resident. He tried to talk them off that intention, but some of the cargo had already been stolen. Yeah, so it wasn't just NCPB that lost, but also our clients were also affected. This was a big challenge to us, and other than this, we have other challenges that have hindered us maybe from just securing the place so well, because we have some disputes, land disputes, that if they were resolved, we would have been able maybe to secure this place well, have a fence, maybe a perimeter wall put around, and this would have hindered the goons maybe from understanding this place well to target it and be very focused on what they were coming for. So I just hope that this should be resolved the earliest possible so that we can secure this place. As you can see, behind me is our maize dryer. This maize dryer was vandalized. There are parts that were removed, and right now it cannot really operate because we have the motor that was removed. It was unmasked here, and the other motors here that were also targeted. It's only that the police came in and made the cover when other looters had moved away, but there were intentions to steal from this. There is a cable that connects to the power. It was also removed. They were said to be targeting the wheels. Yeah, and that's why we had to station officers here up to this moment.
Hiyo watu wa maandamano walianzia saa 5 ndio walianza kusunguka hapa, lakini wakuja kupunja store hapa walikuja kama saa 7 hivi ndio walipunja, wakapunja mlango wakaingia ndani. Toka hapo akaanza kubola vitu wakitoa nje, watu wakienda naye kwa mambega, wengine wanaweka kwa pikipiki magari huko mbele kwa barabara huko, anaenda naye. Wakaendelea hivyo, wakaendelea kutoka saa 7 mpaka saa 12 ya jioni, wakiwa endelea hapa tu. Walilala hata kulala hapa mpaka wakamaliza vitu, kaanja kung'oa hata mabati ya mlango ya store, kang'oa hiyo, kang'oa mabati ya mlango 2 ya nyuma, moja mbele nyingine ya nyuma. Kutoka hapo akuja kwa ofisi, hata ofisi nayo wakapunja, wakaingilia kwa dirisha, kachukua mseri ilikuwa huko, makompyuta, kila kitu yote ilikuwa huko, na biti, makabandi, vitu nyingi. Wakamaliza hiyo, kumaliza hiyo wakaamua kusoma, kachomeka juu, wakaenda na hiyo mabati yote, kachukua kila kitu. Ilichochewa kisiasa hiyo. Kwa maoni yangu, hii ilichochewa kisiasa. Sio kweli hii store ipunjwe na iborwe na ni store yetu. Hiyo ni makosa kubwa sana.